Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new movie review for Kingsman, The Golden Circle. This is obviously the sequel to Kingsman, The Secret Service, and we are once again directed by Matthew Vaughn, and we've got Taron Edgerton, Mark Strong, and Colin Firth all returning, as well as newcomers Jeff Bridges, Channing Tatum, Halle Berry, Julianne Moore, Elton John. There's a lot going on here in this movie. So let me say right off the bat that I thought this movie was really entertaining. I really dug it, from the opening action sequence all the way to the end. But as soon as the end credits hit, my gut reaction wasn't, "Oh, that was amazing," or "Oh, that was the worst thing ever." It was just like, okay, I don't feel the need to go and watch this again. I probably will, because all I do is watch movies, so I probably will see it again, once it comes out on Blu-ray. But it didn't have the magic that I feel like the first one had. And I actually just rewatched the first one a couple nights ago in preparation to go and see this, and I just loved it from beginning to end. I thought the action was amazing. All the performances are great. And this time around, all those things are true. The performances are good, especially from Mark Strong and Taron Edgerton. And Colin Firth does well in his part two. It's hard to explain him without getting into spoiler territory. So I'll just say that he has a good performance. But I thought that all of those things were there. They just didn't equal up to the magic that the first one had. And that's, commonplace in sequels nowadays, but I was just expecting a little bit more, especially with Matthew Vaughn returning to direct, because I love Kick-Ass so much. X-Men First Class, obviously, the first Kingsman, Layer Cake. These are all movies that I really, really like, and I've liked all of his movies, basically. So I was kind of disappointed that it ended and I didn't feel like this rush of just like exhilaration. But all of this being said, the movie's still really fun, and if you want to kill a couple hours with a action movie, this is definitely the one now to do it. I think that it's a little too long. It runs at about 2 hours and 21 minutes, which is very long, and that's only about 10 minutes longer than the first one. But nonetheless, you feel the length towards the middle section of the movie. You start to feel it drag on. I didn't wish it would end or anything, and that's why this movie is such an anomaly, because I liked the performances, I liked the action. It just, there was something about it that just didn't reach a certain level with me, and maybe it was the length. I don't know, but I think that a good example that I heard about, like, how someone is to describe this movie, and I believe I heard it on the Schmoes Know show, so correct me if I'm wrong, if you if you know, but what somebody said was that if this was like the first of the Roger Moore, or if the first Kingsman was the first of the Roger Moore Bond movies, the Golden Circle is Moonraker, where it's just ridiculous and out of control. And I would completely agree with that. Not only does the plot get like even way more ridiculous than the first one, it like hits a stratosphere. It's dialed up to 100 instead of 10. All of the stuff that happened in the plot in the first one was very ridiculous at the same time, but Matthew Vaughn kind of leveled it and made it realistic. And this time around, not so much. It's very over the top the entire time, which I enjoyed, but it could be a detriment to some people. It might take you out of it. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I ended up giving this movie a 3.5 out of 5, which I think is just a little bit too generous. After a second viewing, it might go down to 3. I still think it's an enjoyable movie. If you liked the first one, I think you should definitely see it. I think that it sets up a lot that could come in the future, and I would be all for seeing more in this Kingsman world. I think this one missed the mark just a little bit. So anyway, guys, thanks as always for listening. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so that you can stay up to date with all of my content. And please check out my other reviews that I've got coming up. I've got a review for It right there on the left, and then we've got a review for, let's say, American Assassin down below, and then upcoming this week we're going to be seeing the Lego Ninjago movie, Brad's Status, and Stronger. So look out for reviews for all of those. And as always, guys, until next time, have a good one.